When it comes to Pokemon, the intrigue of new, never-before-seen Pokemon never gets old. While we are currently in the waiting stage for our next batch of new Pokemon goodness, there might just be some out there right now that you have never heard of or seen before. That is the subject of today's video, as we are going to highlight some hidden forms of various Pokemon that you may not know about at all. And speaking of highlight stuff, I would also like to take a second to highlight the sponsor of today's video, Luster. Sometimes online shopping can be tricky. Like, things could have good reviews, but it's difficult to know which product out of the tons of options you have is actually a good pick. Well, that's what Luster is for. It literally does the comparison shopping for you, so you can always get the best products, and it does it for free. Luster is a free browser extension that analyzes reviews for tons of different products, even down to the level of Reddit discussions and YouTube videos, so you can instantly get a second expert opinion as you shop right on Amazon. You could be searching for something on Amazon, for instance, type in what you're looking for in the search bar, hit enter, and as fast as the list of different options come up, Luster will already have found the best one for your budget. You can even see a detailed analysis on the products from experts, so you know you'll absolutely be getting the best bang for your buck. Luster also helps you save money by comparing prices across sites like Amazon, Best Buy, Walmart, and Target to make sure you get the lowest price, and it even notifies you when things are on sale, for crying out loud. Oh, and did I mention this is free? Because it's totally free. So start saving some serious time and money and make your online shopping a million times better by downloading Luster using the link in the description. You downloading the extension even goes towards supporting the channel directly, so it's basically a huge win for everybody. So be sure to use that link to download, and thank you again to Luster for sponsoring this video. So I'm sure all of you watching know about Porygon, and Porygon 2, and even Porygon Z, but have you ever heard about Porygon Zero? Porygon Zero is a Pokemon that appeared exclusively in the anime and only in one episode, Electric Soldier Porygon, the infamous episode that was banned outside of Japan due to it causing seizures for many Japanese children. Porygon Zero is defined by and named for the zero that it has on its forehead, and was a prototype Porygon model created by Dr. Akihabara in this episode, only for it to be stolen by Team Rocket as a part of the episode's plot. Porygon receiving evolutions that are upgrades to its previous form has always been a cool concept, but a prototype version that could essentially be considered a pre-evolution is a really cool idea as well that would be awesome to see happen in the games in some way, shape, or form someday. Speaking of Team Rocket, one of their signature Pokemon is Arbok, being owned by Jessie for several seasons in the anime. Arbok is a Pokemon with several different forms, with the pattern on its chest differing depending on the region it's found in. One of the more under-the-radar Arbok forms can be seen in the 1997 edition of the Pokemon 4 Encyclopedia, which is essentially an encyclopedia of all the Gen 1 Pokemon in manga form. In Arbok's entry, a form is showcased that is a bit unusual, and one that hasn't been seen anywhere else in the franchise, and certainly not the games. The pattern is actually based on the work of Japanese comedian Kato Cha, who has an alias with a face that resembles the pattern on this Arbok's chest. While both of the entries in this video so far have appeared outside of the main series games, and the games in general for that matter, there are actually some unseen forms of Pokemon that are hinted at within the games themselves. And a key group of Pokemon that feature in this category are the fossil Pokemon. The fossils were obviously once extinct, but revived into the modern world with the help of technology. But it seems as a part of this process that the true form of these Pokemon have been lost to time. Pokédex entries for both Aerodactyl and Tyrantrum highlight the fact that these Pokemon were not able to be restored exactly the way they were in the prehistoric age, meaning that their appearances that we know of are essentially their restored forms, while their original forms have never been seen, and unfortunately, likely never will be. It also stands to reason that if this is the case for Aerodactyl and Tyrantrum, then it's probably the case for most, if not all, of the other fossil Pokemon as well, meaning that there are more discoveries that need to be made in the field of Paleontology. So it's a common fact that shiny Pokemon are pretty popular, but did you know that there are some secret, alternatively colored Pokemon out there in addition to shinies? It's true, but they've only been seen in the anime to this point. And no, I'm not talking about the Pinken Island Pokemon or the Valencia Island Pokemon. There are a couple episodes in the anime that briefly feature a differently colored Weedle, Breloom, Marill, and Shroomish. The Weedle appears in the episode The Ultimate Test and is green, and the Breloom, Marill, and Shroomish appear in the episode Weekend Warrior. The Breloom featured here is blue instead of primarily green, the Marill is a light blue that it's usually not seen with, and the Shroomish has whitish colored spots instead of green ones. These Pokemon make such a brief appearance, so it is entirely possible that they're simply just a mistake and were wrongly colored by the animators. But whatever the case may be, they're a pretty interesting instance of a different form for these Pokemon. One Pokemon with its true form conveniently concealed is Burme. While most people probably don't think twice about it, Burme very clearly has some type of body that isn't shown in the games under all those leaves, sand, and garbage that it conceals itself under. However, while this true form isn't seen in the main series games, it's not something hypothetical that we have to just imagine, because Burme's true form has been seen officially in the form of art and in the anime, and interestingly, it's got 6 legs and looks like it's capable of walking around just fine, despite spending most of its time hanging around in trees and being wrapped up in its cloaks. It would be interesting to see if this form ever got adopted into the games, considering it's already been conceptualized, and if it did, I certainly wouldn't complain because as far as I'm concerned, the more the merrier. And speaking of Sinnoh Pokemon with something to hide, we also have Cherum. Cherum is a Pokemon that hides under its large petals unless the sun comes out, where it blossoms into its sunshine form. However, there is clearly something going on under those petals in its overcast form, and from what we can see, it looks considerably different to its sunshine form. So what does overcast Cherum look like under those petals? Well, we actually get to see this in the anime, where those petals are lifted up and we are graced with the true face of Cherum sans sunshine, and it actually does look considerably different to the sunshine form after all. There are actually many Pokemon like this with secret identities, and I'm glad we got to see the true face of at least one of them here. This next one is not only an under-the-radar hidden form, it's practically a regional variant. In the Pikachu short Snorlax Snowman, we get to see an alternately colored, likely ice-type Snorlax, which is actually kinda crazy, but the one big catch here is that this is a Pikachu short that is essentially supposed to be a Pokemon version of Frosty the Snowman. So yeah, not the most canon thing in the world, but it is official Pokemon material, and being that it's just a Pikachu short, it would be easy to forget about or not know at all of this interesting ice-type Snorlax. Do you remember as a kid imagining up evolutions for the final evolutions of the starter Pokemon, as in an evolution for Venusaur, Charizard, and Blastoise? This was definitely a popular thought for kids back in the day, but little did many of us know that an extra Venusaur form already existed independent of our own imaginations. In Chapter 9 of the Electric Tale of Pikachu manga, there is a special Venusaur that acts as a guardian spirit spirit for a small town, but it takes on a form that is very much all its own. It almost looks similar to the world turtle in a sense, and has a very ancient vibe about it. Venusaur, as a Kanto starter, obviously has no shortage of additional forms with its Mega Evolution and Gigantamax form, but a super cool underground Guardian Spirit form certainly can't hurt to add to the repertoire either. Yet another example of manga-exclusive Pokemon forms occurs in the Pokemon Pocket Monsters manga, the first Pokemon manga that ever released. Now, this manga is notoriously goofy and off the wall, so these Pokemon forms can't really be taken too seriously, but are definitely noteworthy regardless. In the manga, there are a bundle of Pokemon with forms never seen anywhere else, including Parasect, Golem, Weedle, and even a Persian with 3 eyes. This manga, if you aren't aware, is almost a satirical take on the Pokemon franchise, so as I said before, these forms are hardly canon, but they are a part of an officially released Pokemon product, so they make for a neat little piece of Pokemon history, if nothing else. And to top it all off is a hidden form of the series mascot itself, Pikachu. Well, sort of. I say sort of because this one doesn't even occur in the Pokemon franchise, and instead occurs in Duel Masters of all places. In the Duel Masters card game, there is a card known as Mawchu 1 Extreme, and one of the renditions of this card depicts Mawchu as a very clear alternate rendition of Pikachu. What makes this instance even more interesting, however, is that the illustrator of this card is Kosaku Anakubo, who is also the author and illustrator for the Pokemon Pocket Monsters manga where those last bunch of Pokemon featured, making for one of the weirder, but also one of the more interesting stories you could ever tell involving Pikachu and the Pokemon series. So there you have it. Did you know about any of these hidden Pokemon forms, or was this all new to you? Let me know with a comment below, and subscribe for more Pokemon content all the time. You can also further support the channel if you would like by listening to my Pokemon remixes on Spotify and other music platforms, and by watching my Pokemon Cardinal series here on YouTube if you haven't yet. With that said, I will see you all soon with another video, and until the next one, as always, I love you all, and I will smell you guys later.